It's 2 a.m. The house is silent. You're warm under the blankets. You're comfortable. Your body finally relaxed after a long day. But then it happens. That familiar pressure, that undeniable urge. You have to go. Again. You drag yourself out of bed, stumble through the dark, and by the time you get back under the covers, you're wide awake. Your mind starts racing. Your partner shifts. And you know it's going to be another exhausting day tomorrow because your sleep was shattered. Again. If this sounds painfully familiar, I need you to listen closely to what I'm about to tell you. Because everything you think you know about why you're waking up to urinate at night might be completely wrong. You probably think the problem is your bladder, right? Or maybe you've been told it's your kidneys slowing down with age. Maybe your doctor said it's just prostate issues if you're a man, or pelvic floor weakness if you're a woman. You might even think the solution is simply drinking less water before bed. But what if I told you that for millions of seniors watching right now, the real culprit has nothing to do with what you're drinking, or even how much you're urinating during the day? What if the very position you're sleeping in is secretly causing fluid to flood your bladder at night, forcing you awake every few hours? What if the way you're lying down is literally working against your body's natural drainage system? This sounds completely backward, doesn't it? How could the way you sleep affect your bladder? But the science is absolutely clear on this. And once you understand what's really happening inside your body every night, you'll realize why changing one simple thing about how you position yourself could be the key to finally sleeping through the night. Before we go any further, let me explain the stakes here, because this isn't just about convenience or comfort. Waking up multiple times every night isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. Every time you get up in the dark, you risk falling. And for seniors over 60, a fall doesn't just mean a bruise. It can mean a broken hip, a fractured wrist, or worse. One fall can steal your independence overnight. But even beyond the fall risk, chronic sleep disruption is destroying your health in ways you might not realize. It's stealing your energy, it's ruining your mood, it's creating brain fog that makes you feel older than you are. Poor sleep increases your risk of heart disease, weakens your immune system, and accelerates cognitive decline. And we're not just ruining our own sleep, we're disturbing our partner's sleep as well, night after night, creating tension and exhaustion in both of you. Here's the good news. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly 5 scientifically proven strategies that target the real root cause of nighttime urination. And the number one solution has almost nothing to do with your bladder or your kidneys. It has everything to do with gravity, fluid dynamics, and the sleeping position you've probably been using your entire life without knowing it was sabotaging your rest. These are simple adjustments you can make tonight. No pills required, no expensive equipment, nothing complicated. Some of these you can do right in your own bed. And by the end of this video, you'll have a complete system to stop the nighttime bathroom trips and finally reclaim your sleep. Ready to sleep through the night again? Let's fix this together. Now, before I reveal these 5 solutions, we need to understand what's actually happening inside your body at night. Because once you see the mechanism, everything will make perfect sense. Here's the key fact most people don't know. During the day while you're standing or sitting upright, gravity pulls fluid down into your legs and ankles. You might notice your socks leaving marks by evening, or your ankles looking slightly swollen after dinner. This is completely normal. As we age, especially past 60, our circulation isn't quite as efficient as it used to be, and fluid naturally pools in the lower extremities throughout the day. But here's where it gets interesting. When you lie down to sleep, gravity isn't pulling that fluid downward anymore. So where does it go? It flows back into your bloodstream. All that accumulated fluid from your legs suddenly enters your circulation. Your kidneys, which are working perfectly fine, detect this increased fluid volume in your blood. And they do exactly what they're supposed to do. They filter it. This process creates what doctors call nocturnal polyuria. In plain terms, your kidneys are producing more urine at night than they do during the day. Not because they're malfunctioning, but because they're processing all that fluid that drained from your legs when you laid down. Now, there's another hormone involved here called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH. During the day, your brain produces higher levels of ADH, which tells your kidneys to conserve water and produce less urine. At night, ADH levels are supposed to rise even higher, so you can sleep without interruption. But as we age, ADH production naturally decreases. So not only are you dealing with extra fluid from your legs, but your body isn't conserving water as efficiently as it used to. Are you starting to see the problem? It's not that you're drinking too much, it's not that your bladder is shrinking or your kidneys are failing. It's that fluid redistribution when you lie flat is overwhelming your system, and your aging hormone balance isn't compensating the way it used to. A 2020 study led by Dr. Margaret Foster, published in the Journal of Urology, investigated this exact issue in adults over 65. The research team divided participants into two groups. One group slept completely flat on their backs. The other group elevated their legs slightly during the evening hours before bed and adjusted their sleeping position. The results were remarkable. The group that managed fluid redistribution through positioning experienced a 52% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips compared to the control group. Let me say that again, a 52% reduction. Just from understanding and working with your body's natural fluid dynamics instead of fighting against them. So now that you understand the mechanism, let's get to the solutions. I'm going to give you 5 powerful strategies, and I'm going to count down from number 5 to number 1, saving the absolute most important position change for last. Strategy number 5, the evening leg elevation protocol. This first technique addresses the fluid accumulation problem before you even get into bed. If you can drain the pooled fluid from your legs while you're still awake, your kidneys will process it before you're trying to sleep. That means less fluid redistribution happening in the middle of the night. Here's exactly how to do this. About 2 to 3 hours before your actual bedtime, find a comfortable spot where you can lie down or recline. This could be your couch, a recliner, or even your bed. Elevate your legs so they're higher than your heart. You can prop them up on pillows, use a wedge cushion, or simply rest them on the arm of your couch. Stay in this position for at least 20 to 30 minutes. You can watch television, read, or just relax. What's happening during this time is that gravity is draining the fluid from your legs back into your circulation. Your kidneys will process this fluid while you're still awake and mobile. You'll probably notice you need to urinate within an hour of doing this. That's exactly what you want. You're emptying that fluid while you can still easily get to the bathroom, rather than having it processed at 2 SOM. The key here is timing. If you do this too close to bedtime, say 30 minutes before you plan to sleep, you haven't given your body enough time to process and eliminate the fluid. But if you do it 3 to 4 hours before bed, you're creating a window where drainage happens, processing happens, elimination happens, and then you can sleep undisturbed. Strategy number 4, the fluid intake window adjustment. Now let's talk about what you're drinking and when. Notice I didn't say stop drinking water. Dehydration is dangerous for seniors and can actually cause more problems than it solves. But strategic timing of your fluid intake can make an enormous difference. A 2019 study led by Dr. Harris Foster, published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, investigated this very issue in adults over 60. The research team divided participants into 2 groups. One group followed the standard advice to stop drinking fluids 2 hours before bed. The other group was instructed to follow a stricter 4-hour cutoff. The results were staggering. The group with the 4-hour liquid curfew experienced a 58% reduction in nocturia episodes compared to the 2-hour group. Here's your new protocol. 4 hours before your planned bedtime, significantly reduce your fluid intake. That doesn't mean nothing to drink at all. If you're thirsty, you can take small sips, maybe an ounce or 2, but your main hydration should be front-loaded earlier in the day. Think of it this way. If you normally go to bed at 10 p.m., your last substantial drink should be around 6 p.m. Between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., you're giving your body 4 full hours to process and eliminate fluids before you try to sleep. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What about medications I have to take before bed? What if my mouth feels dry? For medications, take them with just enough water to swallow them, typically an ounce or less. For dry mouth, you can rinse your mouth without swallowing, or keep a small water bottle on your nightstand for tiny sips if absolutely necessary. Also be mindful of hidden fluids. Soup, watermelon, and other high water content foods consumed late in the evening count as fluid intake. Alcohol and caffeine are especially problematic because they're diuretics that actually increase urine production. If you enjoy an evening beverage, make sure it's at least 5 hours before bed. I'm going to show you the next strategy in just a second, And trust me, this one specifically targets the muscle system that controls your bladder. But first, I need your help with something. If you are tired of waking up exhausted, if you're ready to finally reclaim your nights and stop the endless bathroom trips, please click that subscribe button and give this video a like. Why? Not for my ego, but because there are millions of seniors out there struggling with this same issue right now, thinking they're alone, thinking it's unfixable. When you like this video, YouTube shows it to them. You might save someone from a fall in the dark tonight. You might give someone their first full night's sleep in years. So please hit that button and let's fix this together. Done? Thank you. Now let's continue. Strategy number 3, the pelvic floor strengthening sequence. Your pelvic floor muscles form a hammock-like structure at the bottom of your pelvis. These muscles support your bladder and help control when you urinate. As we age, these muscles can weaken, which means your bladder might signal that it's full even when it's not actually at capacity. Strengthening these muscles can dramatically improve your nighttime control. The gold standard exercise for this is called a Kegel, but many people do them incorrectly. Let me give you the exact technique that works. First, you need to identify the right muscles. The easiest way to do this is to imagine you're trying to stop urinating midstream. The muscles you feel tightening are your pelvic floor muscles. Another way to think about it is imagine you're trying to hold in gas. That tightening sensation is what you're looking for. Here's the critical part most people miss. When you do a Kegel, you should only be squeezing those pelvic floor muscles. You should not be tightening your buttocks, your thighs, or your abdomen. Keep everything else relaxed. Focus only on that internal lift and squeeze. The technique goes like this. Tighten those pelvic floor muscles and hold for 5 seconds. Don't hold your breath while you do this. Breathe normally. After 5 seconds, relax completely for 5 seconds. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 3 sets of 10 repetitions throughout your day. You can do these anywhere because nobody can see you doing them. Do a set while you're watching television. Do a set while you're sitting at the table. Do a set while you're lying in bed before you fall asleep. The beauty of Kegels is their invisibility and convenience. Within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent daily practice, you should notice improvement in your ability to hold larger volumes in your bladder and feel more control over the urge signals your body sends. This strategy ensures your bladder is as empty as possible before you lie down for the night. Many people think they've fully emptied their bladder, but there's often residual urine remaining that can create urgency later. Here's the double void protocol. When you go to the bathroom before bed, urinate as you normally would. Then don't immediately leave the bathroom. Wait for about 30 seconds. During this time, lean forward slightly if you're sitting, or if you're standing, rock gently from side to side. Then try to urinate again. You might be surprised that more comes out. This second void often releases another ounce or 2 that was sitting in your bladder. That might not sound like much, but that ounce or 2 could be the difference between sleeping through until morning or waking up at 3 a.m. The reason this works is that our bladder doesn't always contract completely in one attempt, especially as we age. The muscle tone decreases slightly, and sometimes we need that second attempt with positional adjustment to fully empty. Make this double void your nightly ritual. Urinate. Wait 30 seconds with a slight position change, then urinate again. It takes an extra minute, but that minute investment could give you hours of uninterrupted sleep. Now we've arrived at the most important strategy, the one that directly addresses the sleeping position problem I mentioned at the beginning. This is the game changer that most people have never heard of, and it has everything to do with how gravity and fluid dynamics work while you're lying down. Most people sleep either flat on their back or curled up on their side. Both positions allow significant fluid redistribution from your legs to your core, which triggers increased kidney filtration and bladder filling during the night. But there's a better way. Here's what you need to do tonight. First, if you're currently a back sleeper, it's time to transition to side sleeping. Sleeping flat on your back creates the maximum gravitational opportunity for fluid to flow from your legs into your torso. Side sleeping reduces this somewhat, but we're going to optimize it even further. Get yourself a firm pillow or a specialized leg pillow. When you lie on your side tonight, place this pillow between your knees and extend it down so it also separates your lower legs. This keeps your legs slightly elevated relative to your torso, even while you're on your side. Here's the critical adjustment that makes all the difference. Elevate the foot of your entire bed by 3 to 4 inches. You can do this by placing books, blocks, or bed risers under the legs at the foot of your bed. This creates a gentle incline where your head is slightly lower than your feet. I know this sounds counterintuitive. Won't having my feet higher make more fluid flow toward my head and bladder? Actually, no. The slight elevation at the feet creates continuous gentle drainage throughout the night. It prevents the massive pooling that happens in your legs during the day, which means when you lie down at night, there's less accumulated fluid to redistribute in the first place. A 2021 study led by Dr. Chen Wang at the Sleep Research Institute examined this exact intervention in adults over 70 with frequent nocturia. Participants who elevated their beds by 3 to 4 inches and slept on their sides with leg support experienced a 61% reduction in nighttime awakenings compared to those sleeping in standard flat positions. 61%. That's more than half of your bathroom trips potentially eliminated just from changing how your body is positioned during sleep. Some people worry that sleeping on an incline will be uncomfortable or cause them to slide down toward the head of the bed. The 3 to 4 inch elevation is gentle enough that you won't notice it after the first night or two and you won't slide. If you do feel like you're sliding, you can place a small rolled towel under your fitted sheet at hip level to create a subtle anchor point. The combination of side sleeping, leg support, and gentle bed elevation creates the optimal position for fluid management throughout the night. Your body maintains better overall circulation, your kidneys don't experience the sudden flood of redistributed fluid, and your bladder fills more slowly and steadily rather than rapidly at 2 a.m. So let's recap your new nightly routine. You have the evening leg elevation protocol starting 3 hours before bed to drain fluid while you're still awake. You have the 4-hour fluid intake window adjustment to reduce the volume your body needs to process overnight. You have the pelvic floor strengthening sequence building your muscle control so your bladder can hold more comfortably. You have the double void technique before bed, ensuring you start the night with a completely empty bladder. And you have the elevated side sleeping position, creating optimal fluid dynamics while you rest. Listen, I know getting older isn't easy. I know it's frustrating when your body doesn't cooperate the way it used to. But your body is amazing. It can adapt. It can respond to the right support. You don't have to just accept constant sleep disruption as inevitable. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and realizing you didn't wake up once during the night. Imagine feeling actually rested for the first time in months or years. Imagine having the energy to enjoy your day instead of dragging through it exhausted. Imagine no longer living in fear of falling in the dark on your way to the bathroom. That is possible for you. That can be your reality. But don't just watch this video and forget about it. Take action on this information tonight. You don't have to implement all 5 strategies at once. Pick 2 or 3 to start with. Maybe begin with the evening leg elevation and the 4-hour fluid cutoff. Add the elevated side sleeping position. See how you feel after 3 nights. Notice the difference. Then add the other strategies as you build your new routine. If you found this helpful, if you're ready to finally sleep through the night, please remember to subscribe and share this video with a friend or family member who might be struggling with the same issue. Let's help everyone get the rest they deserve. Thousands of seniors have found relief using these exact strategies. The next video I've prepared for you addresses another critical sleep issue that affects people over 60. I highly recommend you watch it next. Click to keep going. Your best sleep is waiting for you.